Graduates, please remain standing. Parents and visitors, please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Good evening. I'm Dr. Kevin Skinkas, Superintendent of Riverside Brookfield Township High School 208, and I want to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2023. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the District 208 Board of Education, Board President Deanna Zalis. Deanna could not be here with us tonight. She is at the state track meet with her son Hayden and the rest of the RBA track team that is still competing. Vice President Lorena Gasca, board members Bill Durkin, Laura Haruska, Carolyn Locke, Nicholas Novak, and Ryan Van Horst. Let's hear it for the Board of Education. Next, I'd like to acknowledge the principal of Riverside Brookfield High School. Pause up, Dr. Freitas. Dr. Freitas is the energy in our building, constantly encouraging our students with his never-ending bulldog enthusiasm. So let's hear it for Dr. Freitas. Parents and graduates, I'd ask that you join me in a big thank you to our administration, faculty, staff members for their daily motivation, guidance, and commitment to our students. Many of them are here tonight, whether working or joining us in the ceremony, so please join in giving them a round of applause. We have one staff member retiring this year, and on behalf of everyone in the RB community, I would like to wish her well. Miss Patty Farley, if you are here tonight, please stand. Class of 2023, today is your special day. You have worked hard for the past 4 years to achieve your high school diploma, and you should be very proud. Your parents and family members have worked with you on your high school journey. They have provided opportunities and guidance to reach this milestone that will open up the doors for the rest of your life. Please join me in taking a moment, graduates, to point up to your parents and those people special to you that helped you get here tonight, and let's give them a round of applause. Graduates, during the last 4 years, you have encountered many experiences. Some of these experiences may have challenged, saddened, or made you extremely happy. The overall goal was that you use each of these as a learning experience to help you become a better person, student, employee, athlete, performer, however it applied to a role in your life. You learn from these experiences and you use them to improve you in some form or fashion. After tonight, you will move on to the next phase of your life's journey. I wish you success and happiness in all that you choose. Always remember your time at RB and continue using life's challenges as a learning opportunity to help you grow and improve as responsible, caring adults that can contribute to their communities. Class of 2023, congratulations, best wishes, and at this time, I'd like to welcome up Ella Proto, the President of Student Association.
Thank you and good evening. We are gathered today to celebrate the high school careers of the class of 2023. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment of silence to honor the people who could not be here to celebrate this milestone with us. Thank you. High school is a time about finding who you are, losing who you are, pretending who you are, and accepting who you are. It is a time filled with new friendships, school dances, awkward first dates, failing your first test, finding people who accept you for you, and making memories that will last a lifetime. For most of us, our RB journey began freshman year. We started off the year excited for our first football game as a Bulldog, our first homecoming, and all of the other experiences that we saw in typical high school movies and TV shows. I'm sure most television productions about high schoolers don't end their freshman year in a global pandemic. After spending our summers scrolling through TikTok for endless hours, finding new hobbies, and discovering creative and questionable ways to spend time with our friends while 6 feet apart and outdoors, we began our sophomore year through Zoom. I'm sure we all remember waking up 5 minutes before our first class and continuing the day in our pajamas, hearing a dog bark in the background or a parent interrupting the Zoom. The pandemic was a challenge for all of us. However, our downfalls and challenges are what help us establish grit, and they do not define us. Having grit and resilience is what it means to be an RB Bulldog. RB Bulldogs and the class of 2023 have become strong leaders and have achieved numerous accomplishments in the past 4 years. These accomplishments include, but are not limited to, maintaining high GPAs through a global pandemic, many teams qualifying for state, and even one team winning a state title, 2 students receiving perfect scores on an AP test, multiple conference champions, and 4 years' worth of musicals, plays, concerts, and other performances. In addition to these impressive accomplishments, the class of 2023 has demonstrated outstanding community service. Some examples in just the past year include 3 blood drives, food drives, a coat and blanket drive, collecting Pop-Tops for the Ronald McDonald House. This year, RB as a school has hit over 2 million Pop-Tops donated to the house, days of service to clean up the community, and countless more events that have given back to the community that's raised us. Bulldogs, we should be very proud of what we have accomplished in just the past 4 years, not only as individuals, but also as a community. The RB community has taught us how to be strong leaders as well as the importance of giving back. The impact we have left at RB will be recognized through the senior class gift. The senior class officers had every senior put their handprint on a large paw print, and this will be displayed in one of the stairwells. In addition, Pat Rankin, class of 1978, created a 7-foot Rouser statue that will be placed near the door A entrance. This will commemorate the RB classes of 1960, 2020, and 2023. Class of 2023, it is now our job to take these lessons that RB has taught us and remember them after high school. It is now our job to teach the lessons we've learned at RB to others and continue giving back wherever we go. Congratulations, class of 2023. And in the wise words of Al Woods, we did it. It is now my honor to introduce Ms. Kylie Lindquist, Assistant Principal of Curriculum and Instruction, and Dr. Freitas to recognize the top 11 students.
Students, if you want to stand up and come over to the side, just line up right here on the wall. Come on over. At this point in the ceremony, I have the honor of presenting the top 11 students in the graduating class. The academic top 10, tonight 11, is a list of the top students with the highest grade point average in their class on a weighted 5.0 scale. I am honored to present these exceptional students of the class of 2023 while Dr. Freitas awards each student their medal. The top 11 students for this year are Natalia A. Contreras, Sophie J. Swissionis, Chloe E. Alexander, Joshua T. Nelson, Bryce E. Pekoric, Samuel J. Royer, Paulina Carmona, Olivia R. Glaive, Ellie A. Christensen, Lara W. Huns, and Grace E. Pankros. Congratulations to our top 11 students. This accomplishment is quite impressive. Students, you can return to your seats. At this time, I would like to introduce Paulina Carmona and Samuel Royer, who were chosen by their peers to speak tonight.
Good evening, students, families, and friends. I stand before you all today extremely honored and proud to be representing the class of 2023. High school has provided me, and I'm sure many of you, with one main purpose, and that is growth. I came to high school thinking naively I would graduate and continue to be the same person when I walked in here freshman year. After all, 4 years didn't seem like very long. I greatly underestimated the person I've become. Now I'm more extroverted, confident in myself, and secure of my identity. I've seen a lot of these changes reflected in my classmates. Thanks to the trusted individuals in our lives, we have been able to progress as people. Personally, I would like to thank my friends, family, and the teacher who always had me looking forward to coming to class, Mr. Tinoco, for helping me to get to the place I am now in my life. Like many of my fellow graduates, I'm eager to step into the post-high school world. Whatever your future plans may be, pursuing a trade career, continuing your education, or entering the workforce, we all have a life of independence to look forward to. For many of us, the promise of starting over in a new phase of our lives is exciting. I do have to admit, however, that I will miss some aspects of high school. I'll miss laughing until my cheeks hurt in Mr. Tinoco's room and then crying over Mr. Shadell's physics tests an hour later. I'll miss the small friendships I've built with people I never expected. Most of all, I'll miss the cafeteria cookies. Thank you for all that you do, cafeteria staff. Whether you're jumping for joy or scared for a new beginning, the end of high school is a moment to be celebrated. We should leave our memories of the past to be just that and let the lives we have ahead of us to guide us to new friendships, memories, and life experiences. I'm extremely grateful to have been given the opportunity to speak as a first-generation incoming Ivy League student and as a Latina. I extend my congratulations to any fellow first-generation students. Most importantly, I want to thank my parents for sacrificing their livelihoods in their home country to provide me the opportunities I have now. Si se pudo. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulina. Good evening, students, staff, friends, and family. It is my honor to be speaking to you today. Thank you to this incredible graduating class for the chance to speak on your behalf. Thank you, teachers, for your commitment and patience over the past 4 years as you prepared us for our lives beyond the walls of RB. And to all the friends and family out in the audience today, I extend a thank you from your students for your support in getting us here today. When I began preparing this speech, I had no clue where to start. How could I represent the near 400 people of this class of 2023 in 2 to 3 minutes? What could I say that could relate to such a broad group? I first looked back on these past 4 years of high school to try and find some thread that connected us all, something we could all look back on and remember. But I found that no such thing existed. We each had our own high school experience, so it'd be impossible to find anything we'd all share. So then I thought maybe my speech should focus on the future, right? After all, this is a commencement, a start for all of us for our future beyond RB. What could I say that was future-focused and would relate to all of us? My mind stayed blank. Don't worry, that's not the end of my speech. I sat staring at my document full of bits and pieces of scripts that had gone nowhere. I had gone through multiple rough drafts of different ideas without any success. But then I realized what I wanted to say to you all today was sitting right in front of me. The rough drafts are just a part of the journey. Class of 2023, as we navigate this new chapter of our lives, we must embrace our status as rough drafts. As we fully transition into adulthood, we will be rough drafts of ourselves. We will take on new responsibilities and challenges, and there will be times where, like a rough draft, we won't get things right the first time, and we have to try again. But it doesn't matter if we get it right the first time or the 20th time. We can grow with each attempt. We just have to learn from the edits. It is my challenge to you, class of 2023, to approach the world with this in mind, to rise above each obstacle without fear of failure, to understand the setbacks we will all inevitably face are just a part of the process of learning and growing, just like we've learned and grown these past 4 years. If we do this, we will grow on the foundation that we formed these past 4 years, and our potential is limitless. I'm excited to see just how far we can all go. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Riverside Brookfield Choir Program performing Lovely Day, followed by Dr. Freitas.
When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely It's gonna be a lovely day. 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 It's gonna be a lovely day.
Folks, please join me in giving our RB choir another big round of applause. All right, we're a family here. Let's do this together. Greetings, class of 23. Let me see those paws up. Get them up. Hoo, 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 hoo. Congratulations, class of 2023. Shortly, you'll be receiving your receipt, your diploma for your studies. But before I address the senior class for one last time, I would like to thank all the parents and guardians here this evening, family members, friends, our teachers, our staff, our superintendent, Dr. Skinkis, our assistant superintendent, Dr. Spatana, all of our assistant principals, Ms. Kylie Lindquist, Ms. Beth Augustine, Mr. David Mannon, Mr. Brendan Curtin, our special education director, Mr. Kevin Baldis, our deans of students, Ms. Kara Weinberg and Alberto Jaques, because with all of them working together, it would have been impossible to lead a great school and keep you out front and center. Can we give it up for the RB administration, building, family, everyone here this evening? Bulldogs, in this class, we have a diverse set of students attending a variety of universities, community colleges, military branches, trade schools, and joining the general workforce. In this class, we have influencers, content creators, gamers, musicians, artists, philanthropists, scholars, athletes, and members of our first state championship in school history, our boys cross-country team. There are so many great things accomplished by this class that you encourage us to replace our aging banners and our flags. And now we have beautiful banners in the background decorating this main gym. In this class, we have young adults with big dreams who are compassionate, who are committed, who are equitable, and who are hardworking. Now, Bulldogs, here's my last words of advice for you all. Embrace learning despite setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable. Defeats will come. However, choose to learn, not to lose. Reflect and review if something did not go your way. Observe with a hyper focus what you consider a successful venture. Take notes of successful individuals. FAIL stands for first attempt in learning. So you're never a failure, you're always learning. Learn from every person and every misfortune in your life. Don't quit. Rest if you must, but don't you quit. Tip number 2, seek certifications and continue engaging in extracurricular opportunities while in college, the military, trade school, and the general workforce. Bulldogs, get a real estate license, get a financial professional license, get a trade license, get a network technician certification, get a translator license, get a CDL while you're in college, trade school, the armed forces, or the general workforce. Diversify your skill set because that will make you more valuable and more marketable. Additionally, continue staying involved. Join professional organizations after RB. The American Society of Professional Engineers, Future Teachers of America, the Music Club, culture-based clubs, sports team, philanthropic clubs, fraternities, and sororities. And attend college events and games. Remember, the Bulldogs, life is what you make of it, so involve yourself and have a good attitude. Tip number 3, enjoy the ordinary because it feels extraordinary. High achievements, accomplishments, and being the first at something are amazing accomplishments. Break the glass ceiling, aim high, be the first in your family to graduate, to own a home, to own a business, to make 6 figures. But don't lose sight of the ordinary things around you. Enjoy a casual walk with your friends, with your family. Enjoy walking your pet. Enjoy a conversation. Bulldogs, call people. I know you like texting and doing TikToks, but people love to hear your voice. Give people a call. Make them feel special. Enjoy going to church, going to the mall, going to the park, going to the supermarket, doing community service. Enjoy staying in contact with your favorite, most influential teachers and friends. Enjoy alone time. Bulldogs, it's okay to be by yourself and to be alone. That's not a bad thing. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy reading. Enjoy writing. Enjoy laughing. All the ordinary things. Enjoy hanging out with friends. Bulldogs, ordinary things are good for life. Now, Bulldogs, say it with me. I embrace learning despite setbacks. I have a diverse skill set. I am involved. I enjoy the ordinary. Remember, Bulldogs, at RB, we love you, we care about you, and we have your back. Let me see those paws up. Hoo, 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 hoo. Congratulations, class of 2023. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to present the class of 2023. Distinguished members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Skinkis, I hereby certify the seniors here tonight have completed all graduation requirements by the state of Illinois, required by the state of Illinois and District 208, and as such are eligible to have the diplomas awarded to them. Class of 2023, you may now present yourself to receive your diplomas. Please welcome Mr. Juan Tinoco, Instructional Coach of World Languages and Applied Arts Department, and Ms. Kylie Lindquist, Assistant Principal for Curriculum and Instruction, who will be reading the names of our graduating seniors.
Natalia Contreras.
Sophie Jean Swissionis.
Chloe Elizabeth Alexander.
Joshua Nelson.
Bryce Elizabeth Pekoric.
Samuel James Royer.
Paulina Carmona.
Olivia Glaive.
Ellie Ann Christensen.
Lara Whitmore Huns.
Grace Pancros.
Meryl Abuda.
Grace A. Adams.
Andrew Agnew.
Noah Aguirre.
Eric Alberon.
Marisa Alcaraz.
Natalie Acosta.
Waris Amjad Ali.
Aris Aliosius.
Sofía Álvarez. Jada Amperan. Melissa H. Araníbar Gisbert. Adam Arreguín.
Liapa Benines.
Finley Parker Barnes. Natalie Guadalupe Barragán. Trinity Barrueta.
Lucas Bell.
Nabil Belmadani. Mariel Beltrán.
Daniel Benes. Ignace Bielobradek.
Piper Blair.
Maxim Blaziewski.
Tiffany Wanjiro Boone.
Cecilia Boswell.
Robert Braybeck.
Anna Charlotte Bright.
Omar Britado.
Nina Angeline Bretz.
Anna Bridges.
Catherine L. Briolat.
Abigail Carmen Briceño.
Brianna Alexandra Brown.
Peyton Brown.
Kamora S. Bryant.
Olivia Catherine Buccio. Alexander Cabrera Ramos. Beckham Castillo Gonzalez. Cairo S. Calleros.
Jasmine Carter West.
Colin James Cash.
Charles Ewan Catania.
Claire Servey. Ariana Lisette Cesar. Alyssa Cipriani.
Mia Rose Cercelli. Sebastian A. Suzuki.
Emily Ann Clarkson.
Rebecca Clark.
Donovan A. Cohen.
Victoria Colella.
Ava Connerty.
Liam Coombs.
Annabella Marie Cornolo.
Sophia Elena Cazone. Shania Credith.
Marisa Grancic.
Carl Daniel Creedon.
Jacob Cruz. Luciano Curiel.
Samantha Carreri.
Lane Michael Dale.
Colin Daniels. Riley Addison Dawn.
Catherine Del Ángel. Carl Joseph Dumeglio.
Lena Marie Bica Delmonico.
Dominic Diaz. Isabela Díaz de León.
Nicholas Michael DiBattista.
Michael B. DiFiore.
Thomas Dixon.
Rex Dockendorf.
William Domanowski.
Daniel Domeyer.
Mohammed Yassin Duhabi.
Kathleen Dominica Dransoff.
Madden Drawn.
Jackson Lyle Drummiller.
Guinevere Dudzik.
Olivia Dvorak.
Andrea Eileen Eckhart.
Xavier Z. Edwards.
Samuel Egan. Isla Elliott. Ianolua Samuel Ilojisi.
Paige Emmett.
Devin Encher.
Caitlin Follard.
Hunter Ferguson.
Owen Fingerhut.
Aiden Isaac Finkel.
Ella Louise Ford.
Eli Fox. John Alexander Free.
Jeremiah Thomas Frommel.
Paige Francis Fudash. Thomas Charles Galbraith. Apollo G. Gama.
Adriana Elena Garcia. Valerie Anayi Garcia.
Amelia Patricia Gardner.
Emma M. Garishe. Abril Garza Tinoco.
Darby Gahan.
Haley Gibbs.
Daniel Hunter Gilhooly.
Graham Harrison Gilsdorf.
Devontae Givens.
Eric Gonzalez. Xavier J. Gonzalez. Giovanni Gonzalez II. Mia Gonzalez.
Tyler J. Granderson.
Claudia May Grusecki. Anthony Guerrero.
Kamira Gunn.
Celeste Gutierrez. Sofía Elizabeth Gutierrez.
Scarlett Georgianne Hall.
Michael Hallman.
Mark A. Hammond.
Landon Harrison.
Gwyneth Elizabeth Harden.
Kaylee Elise Harper.
Ava V. Hast.
Ellery Hastings.
Christopher John Heer.
Aiden Amador Hernández. Alina Hernández. David Noel Hernández.
Julius Hernandez.
Ángel Herrera Mendoza. Santiago Herrera.
William W. Hertogs.
Eleanor Hill.
Ellie Grace Lavity.
Samuel Alexander Hoadley.
Delaney Hodgden.
Sydney Lillian Holdman.
Aiden Alexander Horn.
Henry Hostrauser. Salma Umos. Veronica Hunt.
Colin Robert Icard. Hunter Iwaniak.
Samira Ivan. Jamie Jacob Izaguirre.
Kayla Izquierdo. Amaya Jackson.
Joseph Jamie.
Tyreek Jenkins. Jacob Johnson. Cameron M. Joseph.
Ari N. Juárez Martínez.
Ariana Julius.
Jocelyn Jurado.
Amanda Kate Yurchevsky.
Lauren Shea Justice.
Quinn Kale.
Mark A. Kaplan. Aiden Carabel.
Sophie Kleiber. Sophia Genevieve Kerner.
Amanda Marie Kogut.
Max Kowal.
Gianna Isabella Laporte.
Lucas Lauger.
Cameron Malik Leach.
Aiden Leffel.
Sydney Leffel. Lena Maria Lemke.
Noah Lenahan.
Jacob Lewick. Jocelyn A. Linares.
Sarah Lindenberg.
Luna Anne-Marie Lloyd.
Diana Lopez.
Emily Lopez.
Olivia Lozada.
Delilah Luna del Castillo.
Kristen Lynch.
Riley Leigh Malcolmson.
Nicholas Maldonado.
Nicola Malovich.
Lucia Teresa Markatic.
Ava S. Morello.
David C. Martinez.
Julian Martinez.
Leo Martin.
Sebastián Martínez.
William Martin.
Kieran Matthews.
Hunter McClintock.
Asia Kayla McKay.
Emma Anderson McVicker.
Diego Medellín.
Augustus Mendoza.
Alexandra Xochitl Mercado.
Eduardo Jesus Meza.
Rafael Mesa.
Joseph M. Madonna.
Anthony James McCudis.
Yana Milicevic.
Marcus Moody. Adrián Guillermo Morales. Anabela S. Moreno.
Julia Moreno. Andre Lamont Morris.
Isaiah Alexander Morin.
Isabella A. Morrissey.
Dante Moscosa.
Kasper Mostrinsky.
Tania Valerie Jewel Purdy Muhammad. Raymond Vincent Mular.
Reagan Grace Mulcrone.
Samia Valeria Munguia Garcia. Leonardo Muñoz. Sierra Murillo.
Quintavious Morel.
Ana Itzel Nava.
Luke Gerald Nelson.
Charlie Nelson.
Charlotte Nestler.
Gemma Nishimura.
Spencer Zachary Noah.
Liana Gail Noel.
Ryan Jerome Novak.
Daniel Nungo.
Jacob Paul O'Brien.
Hannah Rose O'Flaherty.
Margaret O'Kane.
Alan John O'Keefe.
Morgan Olivia O'Shaughnessy.
Jonathan Obakowski. Camila Olvera. Jasmine Orozco.
Juan Ortiz.
Stephanie Marie Ortiz. Nathaniel Padilla.
Kevin Eric Padel.
Lana Maria Papadatos.
Darren Parr.
Jesse A. Parisi.
Henry, say your last name. Henry Vincent Petchus.
Alejandro Peralta. Ariana Pérez.
Christian Perez.
Diana de Jesús Pérez.
Jaden Peskoff.
Anna Picton.
Clara Pazana.
Stella Pisana.
Emma Polich.
Ella J. Proto.
William Michael Ralph.
Josephine Clara Randall.
Andrew Ransell.
Chancellor T. Rayfield.
Sammy Tony Rees.
Ava M. Regan.
Murphy Regan.
Janelle Reed.
Matthew John Rappel.
Amanda Reyes. Isael Reynoso.
David J. Rico.
Sophia Richter. Alejandro Samuel Rios.
William Reisman.
Javier Rivera.
Liza Giselle Rivera.
Joalice M. Rodriguez.
Abigail Rodell.
Natalie Rubi.
Ethan Alexander Romero.
Leo Rath.
Leody Rudolph. Bradley William Ruska.
Robin Ruvoli. Ángela Salguero. Jem Crescencia Sambugaro.
Ezekiel Del Mundo Sampson.
Enzo Sanabria.
Adrian Sanchez.
Nathan Sanchez. Delilah Sandoval. Monique Tonantzin Sandoval.
Christian J. Santoyo.
Emmanuel Santos.
Stephen David Saucedo.
Cristina Savaglio.
Jonah Schexnader.
Grant E. Shira.
Liam Schlesser.
Brooke Lynn Schwarty.
Paris Selenitsa.
Maxwell Saliwa.
Blaine Shernow. Jessica Shernow. Bridget Marie Sherrick.
Karina Sida.
Victoria A. Silva Juarez.
Brett Daniel Skalnick.
Christopher Smith.
Peter Safeski.
Abigail Sokol.
Marco Antonio Soto.
Moses Nehemiah Soto. Beatrice Spadale.
Tess Stannard.
Ghost Stilley.
Jack Stilley.
Ava Grace Storant.
Caitlin Eileen Stowe.
James Suero. No middle name.
Simona Sofia Sulminas.
Mariah Summers.
Gracie Svoboda.
Alexandra Savora.
Anna Lauren Swade.
Drew Christopher Switek.
Sam Shimshak.
Brianna Danielle Talick.
Alexander Ludovic Terry.
Samuel Thomas.
Manuel Tobar.
Keith Casey Towers.
Kylie Tran.
Nguyen Tran.
Lily Anna Treckles.
Jalen Turina. You want the middle name or no?
Brendan Turner.
Marcus Turner. Jake Anthony Tyler.
Ricardo Ulloa. Raimundo Urbina. Adam Uriostegui Jr. Joshua Jerry Michael Uzardo.
John Van Tholen. Christian Varela.
Aramis Vargas Aguiar.
Eric Antonio Vasquez.
Alexander Vasquez.
Mia Bella Vasquez.
Philip Michael Vazana.
Natalie Alyssa Vega.
Elise Nicole Verdin. Omar Vidales. Margo Villanueva. Samantha Villarreal. Nayeli Alondra Villegas.
Caitlin Vitek.
Mia Wagner.
Want me to say Chloe, or want me to say it how it is here? Okay, say it for me so I know. Chloe, say it. Clothilda Wazalewski Sadowski.
Jason Watts.
Mia Weissman.
Ella Caroline Westell.
Isabel White.
Daniel Ray Williams IV.
Leighton Edward Willis.
Michaela Helene Witz.
Charlie Wolfer.
Caroline Rose Wood.
Luke Ben Yaknin.
Annalise Cristina Samarripa.
Anna Sophia Zaper.
Emiliano Zavala.
Gabriel Zizek.
Bulldogs, please rise. Students, to become official alums of Riverside Brookfield High School, we have one final act to complete together. At this time, please take your tassel and move it from the right to the left of your graduation cap. Congratulations, class of 2023. You're official graduates. Let me see those paws.